Right, yo folks, I'm joined by Matty for Longbangers. You might remember him for YouTube. Go and check him out, subscribe, and we're going to get on with the Hearts v Hibs predictions. How are you doing today, Matty?
I'm good. I have to excuse my dishevelled appearance, Jack. I've been helping my son move into his new flat today, so lots of lugging bags about in the rain, so I've not had time to sort myself out after it. So thanks for inviting me on. How are you doing?
No, aye, great, doing good, aye. No long back for work myself, but aye, long day.
What have you got for us tonight?
Well, as long as it needs, see what happens with the match predictions and stuff like that.
Okay,
doke, aye. First Edinburgh derby of the season, what to expect, I think Nick Montgomery's going to be the manager for that, 100%.
I think so. I was talking about it in the car earlier on, Jack, about that, about Montgomery's influence in it, and I think for all it'll be his first derby, I don't think he'll be caught cold by it at all. I think he'll have the players right up for it.
I think he's the manager that will really set the team out properly for against Hearts, especially with us having a couple of Hibs players injured at the moment, Harry McCurdy and I think it's Levitt at the moment, so, and Jojo.
Levitt played in the bounce game through the week there, and the development team won, and he played in that game, so he might feature. You never know.
Oh, totally, aye, definitely. I was hoping to see maybe an appearance of the other goalkeeper we've got. He's not really made much of an appearance. Boric, I think it is, aye.
Yeah, I think Boric is one for the young team, isn't he?
But who knows? I think it'll be a game that is a must-win for Nick Montgomery.
Do you think?
100%. Yeah, I mean, we're due them a beating. A lot of Hibs fans have been saying that. I think it's time for us to really fight for our city, our end of the city anyway.
I suppose every derby is a must-win if you look at it like that. But do you think for Nick Montgomery in his first one, it's not going to be fatal for him if he doesn't win it, though, is it?
No, it's not going to be fatal, no. I think if the teams show up, see what happens when we get to Tynecastle. Not an easy place, but hopefully this is the season where we can turn that around.
So what was the last win we had there? Was it Boyle? The 2 goals that Boyle scored?
Boxing Day, I think it was, aye.
So we're definitely due one there.
Yeah.
Managed to get tickets, and my record at Tiny isn't too bad. When watching the Hibs, like over the years, I've not seen us beat too many times.
No.
So hopefully it's going to be a lucky omen for us on Saturday.
Hibs fans are saying 7-0. Some Hibs fans are saying 0-0, but who knows?
I don't think it'll be a 0-0. I think we got our goalless game out the way with against Dundee last week. I can't see us going 2 games in a row without scoring with the attack that we've got.
No, it's a chance to get up. Chance to get up the league as well. Because there's a lot happening in the league at the moment. I don't know.
Yeah, a cup of tea, were you?
No, my wraps.
Nice one.
But no, I think that'll be good. Like if we get a result on Saturday, I think that'll be a win-win.
Oh, definitely. But I think it will be one of these games if we can win it. I was going to say it'll kickstart the season, but I think the season's already had a wee bit of a kickstart with Montgomery coming in. But this is one that the fans are already buzzing right behind them. If you get a derby win as well, then that'll just go through the roof.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it'll build the team's confidence up because you've got our front line that looks strong as well, like Dylan Vente and Martin Boyle. I think Eli Johan just needs to try and work on his crosses because he has been kind of stressing the fans out, if you will.
Oh, Johan's a player I love to watch. I think actually sometimes his final ball's better than he gets credit for. I think his assists are generally quite high. Do you know, like he gets more assists again than people give him credit for, but he's a player I absolutely love to watch. Just so exciting, so dangerous when he gets the ball.
Memorable Hearts goals so far, like Daryl Horgan's doubler and some of the older ones, Gordon and that as well. So you look at all the different celebrations you've had at Tynecastle over the years, like Frank Sauzier, and yeah, it's quite good.
Some wild scenes there. I mean, none more so than Hanlon's equaliser, back in.
Oh, that was brilliant. Aye, that was a game I'll never forget.
Aye, Had you made it along to that one?
Yeah, that was a good game, actually. I wasn't expecting us to go 2-0 down that day, but I guess the Sam Nicholson to then Jason Cummins' header to Paul Hanlon's late equaliser kind of made it the day to remember.
Aye, and even Thompson clearing one off the line and Gunnarsson hitting our end crossbar after we'd equalised. And
Oh,
I mean, it was just a
that
mental
was,
game, really, wasn't it?
Oh, aye, it was quite a scrappy game in the end, aye.
Where does that rank in your favourite derbies?
I'd say the top three at the most. Top three in my time, aye. So, I mean, there has been good games at Easter Road as well, like Gary O'Connor and Derek Ryden as well.
Aye, they loved a goal against the Hearts, didn't they?
Oh, they were brilliant. But one game that I'll never want to talk about is the 5-1 at Hampden. That was not a day to remember, but
I can't really remember anything about it, Jack, to be fair. I just pretend
No.
it never happened and just
Yeah,
never think
same
about
here.
it. That's my approach to it. We'll
Aye,
get our own back one
definitely.
day, it will happen.
Oh, I think so. Some point this season, definitely. Whether it's the Scottish League Cup final or Hampden once more, but who knows? It's a rough season so far, but we're getting there.
And how do you see it going on Saturday?
Setting up for defence upwards, I say we can maybe go for a 3-0 probably, hopefully. Touch wood. I'm not saying that's a good idea to say that, but it's Tynecastle, it's not Easter Road, so...
Nothing wrong with a bit of optimism, mate.
Oh, but it's good to see it's a sellout, so hopefully they get right behind the team and just hopefully make Hearts go home at their own stadium, so which would be a dream come true, but I think it'll be great.
Aye, me too.
Because we know that Dylan Vente, he'll be wanting some more goals to add to the goal tally as well, because that's why we signed him, really. Martin Boyle.
Vente's been brilliant so far. Really, really impressed with him. I think he's got potential to be one of the best signings in the league this year, I think.
Why? And you've got, I quite like that Adam Lafondre. I mean, a lot of people were saying that why was signing him, look at what age he is, but then 3 goals so far. He could add a few as well.
Lafondre's been added a touch of class to the team. I didn't really know too much about him, if I'm totally honest with you. When he signed, I know he's had a good career in the game. I think everybody looked at his age and thought maybe we're getting somebody at the wrong end of their career, and that might still be the case, but he's definitely added value to the Hibs squad. The couple of his flicks and retouches have been just incredible, really, like the one against Luzerne. Unbelievable bit of skill to set up Vente's goal. And then for setting up Vente against what game was that? It was the St Mirren. Who did we play before St Mirren? St Johnstone.
St Johnstone, aye.
That goal was incredible. Just the wee outside of the big he knew exactly what he was doing. I think he's been brilliant, and for a 36-year-old, what an engine he's got on him. He just runs and runs and runs as well.
Oh, he's got something about him like that's probably going to help us guide the team forward. And I think we've got a lot of work still to do, but I think Nick Montgomery's no fear in anybody, because I know my dad said that as well. Nick Montgomery doesn't feel the fear of the old firmer Hearts, so I think he's just preparing the team behind the scenes as we speak.
But I think what we saw with Montgomery with Central Coast Mariners is he would stick to his guns against the big teams. So when they won the playoff final against Melbourne, it was Melbourne, no Sydney, wasn't it? It was Melbourne. They won 6-2, but he played the same formation that he played all season. He just stuck to his guns, believed in the players, and got the result. And I fully expect him to do the same on Saturday, that we'll see the 4-4-2. Very similar team to the one that started on Saturday against Dundee.
Yeah, I think it'll be like that. I mean, I'm hoping to see more of Rory Whittaker, because he's a player that's no scared to put a tackle in, and I've not seen much of... I think it was Harbottle. I've not seen him make much Hibs appearances, so I'm a bit worried about that, but I'm sure Nick Montgomery will bring some more of the young players in that scored during the week there, aye.
Well, Harbottle, I think, captained the development squad through the week there. I mentioned it with Levitt playing. I'm sure Harbottle was the captain. I expect he'll feature before the season's out. I think he's maybe just behind a
Yeah,
couple others in the pecking order at the moment.
yeah, because we've got a good bench there. I know there's a lot of people no confident about Jair Tavares, but he's only been brought back. I think once he gets to full fitness, you can see a good player there. I mean, he's a Portuguese player, and I think he can bring a lot to the team if you give him a chance. But get right behind the team, you never know what can happen by the end of the season or now to the end.
Jair's a funny one, eh? Like, he was nowhere, like, not even featuring for the development team. And then the new management team have come in, had a look at him and decided to play him. And I think, to be fair to him, he probably needs, 10, 11 games to kind of get up to speed and then prove whether or not he's good enough to be at the club. I'd love to see him do it, though.
Oh, me too. I think like seeing him at first sight, like against St Johnstone and St Mirren in the cup, I think he was all right. I think he's a bit nervous at the moment, but I think that's just what young players are like. And then once the fans support him, that's it. A bit like Lewis Miller, he's improved as well. So there's some really good hidden talent in this squad, and I think Nick Montgomery's done a good job. Hibs fans are starting to enjoy it. They're building their confidence up. Some are saying that we can maybe get a silverware this season. So
fingers crossed.
It'll be a gasp, but I think we can do it if the team put their minds to it. So just any fear who we get next in the cup if we make it any further.
Well, we've got a brilliant record against Rangers at Hampden. As much as our record against Hearts is bad, Rangers tend to beat us. So hopefully Rangers do the damage in the semi-final. We get them in the final, and history repeats itself. That's what we're hoping for.
Because we've never had the chance to beat Hearts at Hampden. That is a bit shocking, but I think we can. I think that day will come to haunt them one day, but when that day comes, I think all of us will be happy about it.
Oh, without
doubt. But at the weekend it'll be Stephen Naismith v Nick Montgomery, so whose side will turn out the best? Because I know that Hearts have got a good few injured players out injured, and Hibs know that many, but I think the worrying side will be Hearts because they've got a few their good players out still. So Andy Halliday and I think it's Barry Mackay who done his hamstring, so Devlin with a knock. So I think there's about 5 or something out. Craig Gordon, Halkett, so good few of them. Like
Hearts always bring out all the injured players that they've got before a derby, and then they start half of them. It's like all just chicken with Hearts. Like they're fooling anybody now.
They're like, oh, we've got 6 players out. Oh no, there's. I thought he was injured, so he was not. But I know that I don't want to jinx myself, but I know that Shankland hasn't been at his usual Selly scoring goals this season, so he's a bit behind. But that's the only thing that's a worry about the derby ahead, because he always likes to score against us. Goal machine.
Aye. I just think I've not watched loads of Hearts side. Good to be honest with you, they're not really, believe it or not, a team that I pay much attention to until they come to play us.
No.
I've had to look at the results. They're hit and miss. They're a bit like us this season. Some good results in there, some poor ones. I think on the day they're capable of causing teams trouble, but they're just as equally capable of collapsing and having a shocker. And hopefully that's the one that they have on Saturday, and we turn up and have one of our good games.
Yeah, we need that this season. I try and get something against Hearts and try and push up the league, and hopefully if other results go our way above us, then we might try and get closer to Celtic maybe. I'm not saying that will happen, but
well, if we get closer to St Mirren first, that's the first task, isn't it? Let's catch up with St Mirren, and then we can see how close we can get to Celtic.
Because they've got Rangers, but Rangers have no long sacked their manager, so it's like there's a lot of managers in the pecking order for sacking in the league this season. So we've lost our manager. We've got a 10 times better one. Michael Beale's out the door, and I think we can see a few other managers getting the pecking order as well if results do go their way.
Aye, I mean it's the nature of the beast in football, isn't it? You're only one or 2 results away from the old Spanish Archer, and I think Beale was feeling the heat from day one in the season, really, with that defeat at Kilmarnock, I think. And he just never recovered.
No, there's been a lot of results that have kind of crumbled his career as a manager, but a lot of people are saying that the Rangers team's to blame, no the manager, and like you're looking at that and you're like, well, that was kind of the same with us, but we turned it around and that was it. And some of the excuses that Lee Johnson did make for Hibs was pretty embarrassing because he did fear Hearts, the old firm, and that's what kind of made the team look a bit embarrassing as well. So when he lost the dressing room back in Andorra, so it was kind of a shame to see that crumble the way it did. But we've got Nick Montgomery, he's got all the team back to how it should be, and they look unnoticeable now. So compared to the start of the season,
big difference. It's good.
Yeah, I think a lot of Hibs fans are happy with Nick Montgomery and they're happy with the way the team's performing. Yeah, it was a bit frustrating watching Hibs v Dundee, but we got there in the end. There was a few fights on the pitch, but that happens. But Paul Hanlon managed to save Joe Beater before it got any worse, but that was it. That's what the captain does.
It was good to see the team all mucking in. I know everybody talks about not wanting to see these scenes at the football, but I've got to be honest, I love it when there's a wee bit aggro at the, the game where the players like it gets the crowd going, and it sort of livens up the match.
Because then when you see the fight, like say if somebody gets tripped over and all the players square with each other, you hear the echo of the shouting in the stands going, and then there's all the people shouting off, and then they end up getting sent off the ref with the yellow and then the red, and then that's it, and then all else are just celebrating with joy.
Exactly.
It's more the VAR that I didn't like as well. That's kind of a bit quiet at the moment, so.
Well, quite happy for it to stay quiet. Like I think we've not really had any VAR decisions, significant ones this season. I don't think.
I think it was Hibs v St Mirren was the only time we had it, and that's when they got the softest of penalties.
What was the St Mirren penalty again? I can't even remember that.
I don't know. It was like the slightest of trip. And the player barely touched them, and then Marco Hara woman managed to net it into the back of the net. But there you go, and that's when
Joe Newell made the challenge, wasn't it?
I found it very soft. Like there's been a lot that have been kind of harsh, really. But the only time we get VAR decision against us if it's the old firm or rivals. But I'm hoping that's not the case this season.
Yeah. Well, the quieter VAR is, the better. It's not like we're Liverpool. We're having to demand games are replayed and stuff like that.
That was terrible. I watched that game. That's they had to appeal it and everything, and apparently it was onside this whole time. So I'm like, I think VAR down in the Premier League's worse than Scotland, if you ask me.
And all the money that they spend on it as well. At least we've got the excuse of having the budget version.
It's crazy. Like I think the difference VAR is across the globe. I think it's crazy that we've got a totally different style of VAR compared to the English Premier League. But I don't think we'd want that at all.
Nah, as long as you get the decisions right. Yeah, I think VAR will take a few years to settle. Folk will get used to it, and then it'll be all right. As long as the decisions are right, that's the main thing. And now we're still seeing too many wrong decisions with VAR, and that's frustrating.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've got when VAR first got introduced, when it was Hibs v St Johnstone, that was like the worst day of my life being at that game because then everything went against us, and then St Johnstone won, and then that was it.
Horrible, wasn't it?
But then we've seen how it went completely wrong as the season went on that season because it came in halfway through. They could have left it until the next again season, in my opinion.
Well, I suppose it's here now. We'll just have to kind of get on with it. It's not going to go away. I don't imagine.
No, I think it'll get there eventually because you're looking at Hibs v Hearts and the game at the weekend. What are we going to expect? Lineups, managers' choices as well. So you just got to look forward to that as well and see what he says in his interview.
I don't expect many changes. I think he's got a good idea of what his starting 11 are. I think when everybody's fit, you'd see. This is my 11. With everybody fit, right? With maybe the exception of the goalkeeper, right? But I think that now Marshall keeps his place, right? So you've got Marshall, right backs Miller, your centre halves would be Fish and Hanlon. We'll beat at left back. Right midfield, Boyle. Two centre midfielders, Jago and Newell. And your left midfield is Yuan. And then Lefondre and Vente up front. 4-4-2.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see much different for that on Saturday.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people talking about how Nick Montgomery sets up, because it was this Hibs YouTuber that had like a whiteboard and then he had like his green dots on it and he showed people how he sets up, and then it's kind of interesting. I've never seen somebody do that, but there was also a Australian YouTuber that done the same when he was the manager at the Mariners and showed them what to expect, and we can see how the players are fitting in. And I think in the defence, I'd probably have a young defender in at the back to start off with, and then bring Hanlon and Stevenson on towards nearer the end, and just give the young players a chance to strengthen up the park as well. Because we know what Lewis Miller's like; he's no scared to fight for the ball anyway. So
I think he's been terrific this season, Miller. Really enjoyed watching him so far.
So it'll be good to see. I don't know when we'll see Noah Kenna come back, but it'll be good to see him and Josh O'Connor and the other player that went with him. So because it was a duo, so I don't know when they'll be back, but they're scoring goals for fun, and we could do with them at Easter Road at the moment.
Aye, definitely. Is it Aitken that went with O'Connor? Deirdre. Kenna's an interesting one. I think Kenna has got loads of potential. I was surprised he was bombed out as quickly as he was.
Lee Johnson,
with Johnson. And same with Melkerson. Melkerson's to come back in January.
Yeah.
I think the Norwegian season, if I'm right, finishes in December. So he'll be back at the club before the window opens. So Montgomery will get a good chance to look at him, integrate him into the team again. And I think we'll see a different Melkerson when he comes back. That's just
because I think Lee Johnson didn't give him a chance, and he is a player. When Sean Maloney signed him, he was good, where he had the cup doubler against Motherwell. So I'd say that was 2 goals, and I'm like, right, we'll be seeing more of this the next again season. But then he was just benched most of that season. I was like, well, that's a bit of a waste of a player, really.
I benched or started out wide. I think he gives us another option along with Doidge and Lefondre to partner Vente, and I think Montgomery will rotate the 3 of them. Vente, I think, starts every week, and the other 3 will rotate.
Yeah, because I think he'll fit in well with Vente, McElliston. So, because we got rid of the other Norwegian runner, Hugh, who left the club and went somewhere in, I think it was Ireland or something. I can't remember.
I think he's actually back to Norway as well now.
Aye. It's a shame that, because he was barely seen him at all. He was only like, 1 appearance or something, and that was it. So it was like, barely got to see him either.
Yeah. I think he just maybe wasn't quite at the level that he needed to be.
Yeah, because we signed him and McElliston at the same time, and they came on, made their first team debut at Dens Park against Dundee, which ended a 1-1, but it was still a good game.
Aye, we'll see what happens then. How do you think the score's going to be? Score's going to go on Saturday?
Probably go with a 3-0, maybe 4-0 possibly.
4-0.
Yeah.
Have we ever had since we put 7 past them there, if we scored, we had the 4-4. Is that the last time we scored 4 goals?
You had 6.
At Tiny, I'm talking
about. Don't think we've had any higher at Tiny, no.
No. I don't know. Like, the team's capable of scoring 4 goals. Whether that'll happen at Tiny, I don't know. I'd love to see it.
I'd be shocked unless somebody gets sent off for a bad tackle, but aye.
I'll go with 5 now then. If you're being optimistic, I'll say 5 now. Because I'm going, Nah, I think it'll be a narrow, like a tight game, and it'll be a goal either way will win it. Like
Yeah,
Hearts are just as capable of winning as we are. That's the worry.
yeah.
But if we play at our best, I think we've got too much for them. Our forward players are better than their forward players.
Oh, 100%.
And that's what will come down to, I think. So if we've got our shooting boots on better than we had on Saturday, then I think it'll be a good afternoon for us.
I just have a feeling that the derby is going to be where we'll hopefully see Rory Whittaker try and nestle one into the back of the net. Can only imagine the scenes for that. That will just be crazy.
It'll be unreal. Absolutely unreal.
That'll be brilliant. That'll be a dream come true, that, because he did almost score against St Johnstone, but I think he'll get a goal at some point.
Okay, it's going to happen for the laddie sooner or later, isn't it?
Aye. If Kevin Nisbet can do it against Hearts, I'm sure Rory Whittaker can do it.
Totally.
I think it'll be written in the stars, as the commentators would say. Aye.
Cool.
Derbies are crazy, but you've just got to fight for your part of Edinburgh and just go for it.
That's it.
Yep. Brilliant. Well, I'm hoping it's a good game because it's a sellout, so you want to really show fans what you've got. So I think that'll definitely happen.
Aye, fingers crossed. But
Yeah.
I'll need to wrap up here, Jack. So
yeah, no problem, man. Aye, it's good.
Hope you enjoy the game. I'm looking forward to it.
And so I'll be watching it. I'll be watching it in the pub. So hopefully be saying cheerio to the Hearts fans. Hopefully, so.
Fingers crossed. Thanks very much for having me on your show.
No problem. Right, guys, we're going to wrap this up here. It's been me and Matty for Longbangers. Check them out and enjoy the game on Saturday, Hibs fans, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.